Mr. President, your ideas for the tech industry are so innovative, and you definitely do not have a small penis.
Hey, Satan! Look at what some dipshit tech CEO gave me. I was thinking maybe we could try to shove it up your ass.
Hello? Yeah, I'm in a relationship with someone and I really need to find a way out of it.
Today, Apple is announcing that it will invest $600 billion, that's with a B, in the United States over the next 4 years. That's 100.
Tim Cook is losing it after South Park's latest episode roasted him like never before, showing him nervously offering Trump an Apple plaque while mumbling the absurd line, "You do not have a small penis." The burn went nuclear when Trump later handed that same plaque to Satan as his bedroom toy.
Yes, we will give the United States half of our GDP. Just don't tariff us.
Yes. So Tim Cook he just needs to make a promise that they're going to make iPhones in America at some point.
And that's where the sting really comes in. Apple's entire image is built on confidence. The sleek branding, the minimal designs, the idea that Apple is cooler than everyone else. Yet here was Tim Cook, stripped of all that, turned into a timid little pawn in South Park's grotesque circus of egos and gifts. They didn't just poke him. They made him the butt of the joke.
Yes.
Ah, thanks, yeah.
Please accept this gift on behalf of Apple.
Next!
But here's the thing. South Park didn't pull it out of thin air. They were parodying a real moment. Because in reality, Tim Cook did almost the exact same thing.
Made in the U.S., California. And this glass comes on the Corning line. It's engraved for President Trump. It's a unique unit of one. It was designed by U.S. Marine.
At a White House dinner with Trump and Zuckerberg, Cook pledged a staggering $600 billion in U.S. investments through 2028. $600 billion. That's not marketing fluff. That's an actual number that came out of his mouth at that table. And to make it even more memorable, he brought a gift.
Today, Apple is announcing that it will invest $600 billion, that's with a B, in the United States over the next 4 years. That's $100 billion more than they were originally going to invest.
The gift was a plaque that had a Corning glass design with the base made in Utah out of 24-karat gold. And it wasn't just designed by some random Apple intern. It was crafted by a U.S. Marine Corps veteran who now worked at Apple. Every single detail was meant to scream, "Made in America," and prove Apple was aligned with Trump's push for U.S. manufacturing.
At Apple now.
He's done well.
Designed it for you. And the base comes from Utah and is 24-karat gold. And it sits, I'll take the liberty of setting it off.
In Cook's mind, this was a smart move. It made Apple look patriotic, it kept Trump happy, and it tied Apple to a huge investment headline. But South Park didn't let him have that victory. They twisted the whole thing into parody, reducing it to nothing more than a disposable toy in Trump's circus of billionaire gifts.
Next!
Mr. President, your idea is incredible. You do not have small penis.
The scene felt too real, because that's kind of what happened anyway. Cook tried to buy goodwill with a polished corporate symbol, but in the bigger picture, it got overshadowed almost instantly. In the show, it's overshadowed by Zuckerberg's diamond-encrusted toilet handle and other over-the-top billionaire nonsense. In real life, it was overshadowed by Trump's constant need to mock or belittle even his allies. And that brings me to the real punch. Because let's be honest, Cook didn't exactly get the heroic reception he wanted. Even after putting billions on the table, even after delivering a 24-karat plaque, Trump still roasted him. At one point, Trump flat out joked that Cook was good at everything except athletics.
I want to thank Tim Cook. He's a great, great man, a visionary, a businessman, just about every quality he can have other than athleticism. I don't know about that. I'm looking at him. I'm not 100%.
Imagine being in Cook's shoes for a second. You're standing in the White House, you've just promised $600 billion of investment. You've brought a handcrafted plaque designed by a Marine, and the President of the United States takes the opportunity to say, "Yeah, but you're not athletic." That's Trump in a nutshell. He'll take the win, but still remind you who's boss.
And Tim, how much money will Apple be investing in the United States? Because I know it's a very lot, and it's, you were elsewhere, and now you're really coming home in a big way. How much money will you be investing?
$600 billion.
$600 billion.
Cook's cautious, quiet CEO style just didn't stack up against the louder, flashier personalities. In real life, he's always been the opposite of Steve Jobs' larger-than-life energy. South Park exaggerated that difference until it was comedy gold. He wasn't the head of the world's richest company. He was the nervous guy in the background, waiting for permission to speak.
But why did Apple CEO Tim Cook give Trump a 24-karat gift of some sort? I missed all this.
I assume it's because he's trying to evade the tariffs on the iPhones that are made in China.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what makes this roast hit so hard. Cook gave money. He gave respect. He gave Trump a 24-karat plaque. Yet in both reality and satire, it still wasn't enough. Trump dismissed him with a joke. South Park dismissed him with a gag. Either way, Cook got played. Apple loves control, image, and prestige. But in these moments, all of that disappeared. Cook wasn't the confident leader. He was the punchline. And South Park made sure everyone watching would never forget it. South Park didn't just stop with the penis jokes.
All right, everyone here to meet with the president, please make sure you have a reservation and that you have your gifts ready. As a reminder, please stay 5 feet away from the president at all times and avoid staring directly into his penis.
Oh, God!
They went straight for Silicon Valley's latest obsession, AI. And who better to drag into that than Randy Marsh, of course. In the episode, Randy suddenly pivots Tegrity Farms into an AI-powered cannabis company. Yeah, you heard that right. He's standing there pitching weed and artificial intelligence in the same breath, as if slapping AI on it instantly makes it innovative.
By harnessing AI, we've transformed from a quaint farm into a platform for innovation. Introducing Tegrity. No longer a marijuana farm, we are now an AI-powered marijuana platform for global solutions.
The parallel here is crystal clear. Just like Randy is desperately scrambling to sound cutting edge, Cook and Apple are scrambling too. Everyone knows Apple hasn't exactly dominated the AI race. Sure, they make big announcements, but compared to the other giants, their results look weak. South Park put that desperation front and center by making Cook look small, while louder moguls stole the stage.
Want you to feel overwhelmed and hopeless and helpless, so they deliberately flood the zone, difficult to push back on everything.
Think about it. At the White House dinner, Cook had bragging rights. He announced Apple's $600 billion commitment in U.S. investments through 2028. That's a mountain of money. But South Park turned it into nothing more than flattery. They framed it as Cook lining up like a contestant in a game show, waiting his turn to hand over a gift, hoping not to get embarrassed.
An additional $100 billion to the United States, bringing our total U.S. investment to $600 billion over the next 4 years.
The circus atmosphere is what makes it sting. All these billionaires queuing up with their over-the-top offerings look less like world leaders and more like contestants on a bad reality TV show. And Cook? He's not portrayed as the richest CEO in the world. He's shown as another nervous player bending under political pressure, trying not to get outshined. South Park wanted him to look small, and boy, they nailed it. Then comes the moment where things go from awkward to absolutely insane. Trump takes Cook's precious plaque, the one meant to symbolize billions in investment and Apple's loyalty, and he doesn't treat it with respect at all. Nope. He proudly takes it to the bedroom and presents it to Satan as his new favorite toy.
Hey, Satan! Look at what some dipshit tech CEO gave me. I was thinking maybe we could try to shove it up your ass.
That's where South Park goes savage. They turned Cook's carefully crafted gesture into crude comedy. All the effort, the 24-karat gold base, the Made in America angle, the billion-dollar pledge, reduced to a gag gift and a demonic love affair. It's humiliating on a global scale, and you can almost feel Cook's blood boiling through the screen. And symbolically, the message couldn't be louder. No matter how prestigious the gesture, politics and ego will always twist it into something ridiculous. South Park is flat out. saying that these billion-dollar handshakes and gold-plated gifts don't matter when power is at play. If Trump wants, he can turn your prized plaque into a bedroom prop for Satan, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Great ideas, and I'm sure we can figure out an exit plan if that's what you want.
Who you talking to?
Do you really think I could get away from him?
Absolutely. If you're having self-doubts, then we can plan the exit like a project.
The internet ate it up instantly. Memes of Cook's plaque sitting next to Satan flooded Twitter and Reddit. People clipped the scene, captioned it, and spun it into every possible joke. And the wild part? The memes and the parody ended up bigger than the real-life investment story. Nobody was talking about the $600 billion anymore. They were all laughing about the Satan bedroom twist. Cook's image got hijacked overnight. Apple wanted to be remembered for loyalty, for innovation, for big investments in America. Instead, South Park made sure the world remembered Cook as the CEO whose gift ended up in Satan's bedroom. That's brutal satire, and it worked.
Ah, thanks, gang.
On behalf of the state of Florida, I'd like to give you this gift, a silver-plated space shuttle.
Next!
South Park took that exact dynamic and turned the humiliation dial to max. They showed him overshadowed by Zuckerberg's ridiculous diamond-encrusted toilet handle. They showed his plaque looking small, like a cheap trinket. And then they showed Trump handing it off to Satan, turning it into the most degrading punchline of the episode. The whole message hits like a sledgehammer. Apple tries so hard to be neutral, to stay above the noise, to project control and prestige. But none of that matters when politics and satire collide. In the real White House, Cook got mocked. In the animated White House, he got annihilated. And that's why Cook has to be fuming. Think about it. One of the richest and most powerful CEOs alive, roasted from both sides. On one side, Trump is laughing at him. On the other hand, South Park dragged him through a cartoon circus and tossed his plaque into Satan's bed. Cook didn't just lose control of the narrative, he became the narrative and the joke.